whether it's you are destroying it or hugging it, whatever it is, releasing it in some way, like letting it go into the light, whatever. Then you want to re-rate and figure out, okay, where am I at now? Where's my anxiety at? What would I rate it at? Where's it at? Okay. Then you want to move into starting it back over. Okay. So once you start it back over, then you're able to go back through the process and get yourself down to zero. The goal of this whole process, 5-step process, right? So where's that in your body? What does it look like? Rate it, destroy it, re-rate it, repeat. 5 steps. That simple. All right. So we're going to go through it real quick. We're not real quick. We're going to take our time here. But we're going to go through it here again. Take a deep breath if that helps you. Slow yourself down. If you're here from work or work just got over, calm yourself down for a minute. Just sit. Okay. Rating anything always gives me anxiety. That's okay. That's okay. Let that happen. Let the anxiety come up and just rate it at, it sounds like that would be a 10. So go through it being a 10 first as we go through this. Okay. So we've got a Q&A right after we go through this. Tell me how it goes afterwards. But otherwise, sit down, relax yourself, close your eyes if that's helpful for you. Take a deep breath and find the anxiety in your body. The first step is to find it and identify it. So if it makes you anxious to rate it, Lee, what does that look like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? Is it in your chest? Is it in your neck? Is it in your shoulders? Find the anxiety. Find the strong emotion that you're looking to work with. Rate it. Is it a 0 to 10? 10 is the most, 0 is the least. Okay, 0 to 10. Now we're going to pull from wherever it's at in your body. We're going to pull that emotion where it's stuck, whatever the picture, the sound, if it's a piece of glass, whatever, pull it. Imagine, just take a minute, just pretend pulling it out of your body, up through your neck, through your head, out the top of your head, put it out in front of you to where it's a couple feet away from you, out in front of you, floating there, and then destroy it. Do whatever you want to it. Some people, Dee Dee's hugging it. Hell yeah, first one I've heard. But otherwise, you can shoot lasers at it. You can blow it up with fire breath. Be a kid. Have fun with it. Just destroy it. Okay? So take some time. Destroy it. Destroy the metaphor in front of you. Release it. Let it go back. And now we're going to re-rate. All right, so sink back. Take a minute. Re-rate yourself. Where's it at? From 0 to 10. Most of the time when people go through this, every time they go through, they get down a point or 2. So if you went down, if you were at a 10 or an 8 before, where are you at now? Are you at a 7, 6, 5, right? So take your time. It's okay. Re-rate it. And we're going to go back through it one more time, and then I'm going to open up for some more Q&A. All right. So re-rate it. Where are you at? Just cinder block and imagine. Oh my gosh. Fierce. That's a great one. Cinder block, and you imagine smashing it with Thor's hammer. That's beautiful. I can't imagine that you rated it very high after doing that. Okay, but let's go through one more time. Get your Thor hammer ready. We're going to go through it again. All right, so you've got the rating that you just used. Find that in your body. Where's it at now? A lot of the times, the second time through, third time, fourth time through, I'll do this 3 or 4 times at once. Peace out, Dee. Make sure to check out the Anxious Action Challenge on our page. Love to see you there. But we're going to re-rate this. We're going to go back through this. Find it in your body. Find it in your body and re-rate it again. Okay. We're going to rate it again. Find it in your body. And then we're going to destroy it again. So again, take it out from inside your body. Pull it out and put it in front of you. Whatever it is, whatever the picture, is it a person? Is it a thing? Is it a place? Is it a color? Is it a sound? Whatever it is, put it out in front of you, pull it out of your body, up through your head, out in front of your body, and then destroy it. If you're using Thor's hammers, that's cool. That's fine. If you're if you just got lasers, if you got laser eyes, whatever it is, you want to headbutt it, blow it up. Okay, and then re-rate yourself. How's the anxiety feel? You feeling a little bit calm? How's it feeling? Okay. And then re-rate yourself. Okay. If your eyes are closed, you can open them now. become back aware of what's happening around you. Take a deep breath. Nice. Cool. So typically you would go through this over and over and over, multiple times until you're feeling better. I hate to leave work calls. Hell yeah. Thanks so much, Fierce. You can reach out on DM me. One, you can do that, or check out our Anxious to Action challenge. It's coming up too. So thanks so much for coming. And thank you for Thor. I love Thor. So good work. Have fun at work. But we're going to open it up to questions now. Oh, nice. Any other question? Let's see. That was Lee. Mine was a jumbled ball of chords, like energy in my chest. Ooh, yeah. I feel that. So you had mentioned that you were a little bit nervous, worried, anxious, scared before about rating it. After you went through it the first time and pulled the ball of chords out and kind of released it, blew it up, did it bring down some of the anxiety? Did you feel a little bit better? I'd love to hear. Someone else has a question as we were going. What to respond? Ex-narc's boyfriend tells me to move on, not waiting for him, that he doesn't care for me. Right. So HDT JK90, that would be what we call the narcissistic abandonment or discard. So typically that is followed by some type of love bombing. I'd have to ask you a question more about this, but a lot of times it's followed by some type of love bonding or love bombing. I don't know if you know what a trauma bond is, but my suggestion for you is to go no contact and start to break the trauma bond that's probably formed between the two of you. It's a neurological phenomenon that happens when you go through abuse and then safety, abuse and safety, abuse and safety, and that's what starts to happen. So I would go no contact, maybe even in half. I just kept doing it. I'd say I'm at 2. Oh, hell yeah! I love to hear that, Leisha. Hell yeah! I'm happy to hear that. That's awesome. We're teaching this and other things like this in our Anxious to Action Challenge this week. If you want to check it out, this is one of the things that we'll go through inside of that. Actually, we don't go. This is just for you guys, but we'll go through other tools and things like that. So, but I'm happy that it was helpful. I'm glad that you kind of just let it happen. Like you kind of released expectation and allowed yourself to let it go. Face-to-face, what to respond to that? I would respond affirmative. Got it. I'll move on. Thanks so much. Not that it will be simple or easy. You'll have to learn to, you're going to be breaking the trauma bond. It's going to be hard. And then you have to learn to gray rock. If you don't know what gray rocking is, we have some cool posts on that, but it's really just emotionally blunting yourself. And if you have to interact with someone that is a narcissistic or emotionally abusive, like it seems like you're struggling with, gray rocking is a very helpful piece. Going no contact as much as you possibly can, though, when you're not at work is super helpful. So good work, Leisha. Proud of you. Let me know if there's any other questions. What other questions you guys got? We're on so many different channels at the current moment. What do we got? Any other questions? How much more? We got like 2 more minutes of questions. Okay. Any more questions? I love questions. If you guys haven't already, make sure to go to our profile. Check out the Anxious to Action Challenge. It's right there. If you just click the link, it's right there. So go check that out. I would love for you guys to check it out. But otherwise, you guys getting this? What questions do you guys have? By now, are you getting this? If you haven't already, make sure to go check out the Anxious Action Challenge. Ask some questions. I'd love to hear. We got any more questions popping up here? Thank you so much for hopping on. We're about to go back here in just another minute. We're going to go back through the destroying, how to release anxiety in seconds. We're about to go back through that process. We'll run back through it again. It's going to be a fun time. I'm going to tell you how we found it, but we've got another about minute or so of Q&A before I cycle back through the emotional release process so we can destroy anxiety instantly. It'll be a fun time. I'm pumped up. About like 30 seconds maybe? Unless you guys have more questions, I might jump into it a little bit early. You guys have any other questions? Yay, nay? No, nothing coming through. All right, let's go back through this then. Let's go back through this. Let's go back from the top and start to understand. So, if you're here, you're probably maybe struggling a little with anxiety. Yikes! The fear of fear. It's not fun. Anxiety is a neurological phenomenon. Oh wait, here we go. How to stop being anxious anytime he meets a woman. All right, so that's a tough one. That's called a trauma bond. Bluz. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry, but that's a trauma bond. So we'll talk about that. So if you stick with us here, the process I'm about to walk you through will help you stop being anxious when you meet a new woman, because you can use this in that moment. You're probably going through and struggling with a trauma bond. So what I will suggest is the process we're about to go through. And if you go to our profile and click the link in our profile, there's an anxious to action challenge where we are going to be teaching tools to help you get from anxious about the other women that he's meeting to action, to being able to create your own life, to be able to create your own boundaries, your own things that matter. So that'd be step number one. And then we're about to go through the emotional release process. So again, that you can use in moments where you're feeling anxious about that. So stick with us here. It'll be only a couple minutes. So, all right. So anxiety, if you're trying to release anxiety, it's a big one. It's a powerful emotion. It's the fear of fear, right? Anxiety is the fear of fear. And so when you're thinking about what's going on, most of the time when you get anxious, like there's something that's happening inside of you, and you're like, oh crap, you're trying to process it in your head and it's happening in your body. And you're like, oh, what's happening? And you get scared of being scared, right? And so that's what starts the spiral of anxiety. And so I learned this the hard way myself, because over the last year and a half, 2 years, I've gotten I have high functioning anxiety, right? So when I get under like huge amounts of stress, like starting a couple companies will do that to you. I started to get panic attacks and have anxiety. It was harder for me to sleep. I get tons of tension in my shoulders. Like, have you guys ever experienced that? And it's not fun. So it's not a good time, and it sucks. And Vanessa, I 100% agree. I thought so. Vanessa commented on here. Yesterday, I was so anxious, I thought I was going to have a heart attack. Yes, 100% feel you on that. Anxiety can feel like that. So stick with us, because in just a second, I'm going to walk you through the emotional release process that will allow you to go from I might be having a heart attack to calm, cool, collected. Okay. So when we do this, we're going to walk through this slowly. And I'm going to big picture help you through this. So the way I found this, again, was I had struggled with my own anxiety, panic attacks, feeling like Vanessa felt, with like feeling like my heart's going to blow out of my chest. Like it's a scary freaking feeling. Anxiety can be. And so this emotional release process helped me a ton as I was dealing with this myself. So the first thing I had to learn to do was to trust the part of me that is anxious and be okay with it. It's like, okay, you're here for a reason. You're anxious for a reason, and that's okay. It's a part of me that I can learn to love, and I know it's there for a reason. And so that's the first thing I had to stop doing, was stop guilting and shaming my anxiety. I had to recognize that it's a part of me that's trying to protect all of me. This myself, the whole, right? And so that's the first thing I had to do when I was working through my own anxiety. And then working with this emotional release process was super, super helpful. So the big picture on the process, it's 5 steps. Right? So you find it in your body and identify, what is it? What color is it? What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? So identify where in your body you're feeling the anxiety or the emotion, the powerful emotion. Number 2 is you're going to rate it. So from 0 to 10, what would you rate it? 0 is no anxiety or that emotion. 10 is the worst possible feeling, probably what Vanessa was feeling. Then when you get to step 3, you're going to destroy it. So I'll teach you how to pull it out of your body, put it in front of you, and destroy it. And then step number 4 is we're going to re-rate it. So where are you at now? What would you put it at? Okay, Vanessa's at 12. Perfect. All right, we're stick around. I'm going to walk you through this, Vanessa, and I'm going to see where we can get you down to. So after you re-rate it, you're going to repeat it, right? So every time you go through this, you should be able to get down a point or 2. Okay. And so I want to walk people through this now. All right. So right now, what I want you to be able to do is take a moment. If you've already been through this once, that's cool. We can do it again. I've done it 3 times now. So, all right. So I want you to sit back, close your eyes if that helps you, and take a deep breath. That was right into my chest, right? So try and take a deep breath from your stomach. Okay, relax down. All right, and now find the anxiety in your body. Where is it at in your body? Is it in your shoulders? Is it in your neck? Behind your eyes? Is it a tightness in your chest? Do you feel it in your palms, in your hands, in your forearms? Where do you feel it? Where do you feel the anxiety? Okay. What does it look like? What does it sound like? What color is it? All right. Think through that. Have the mental picture. What is the mental picture in your mind? Okay. Figure that out. And then rate it. Where's it at? From 0 to 10, where would you rate it right now? If you're rating the anxiety, where is it at? What does it look like? And then rate it. Okay. Now that you've rated it, what I want you to be able to do is wherever it's at in your body, imagine grabbing it, pulling it up through your body, out the top of your head, in front of you. Put it in front of you. And once the emotion or whatever the picture you have of the anxiety is in front of you, destroy it. Whether you're blowing it up, shooting laser beams. We had someone earlier who was hugging it to release the energy. But whatever you need to do to release that energy, to just release it and dissipate it. So blow it up and destroy it. Okay? Once you've destroyed it, re-rate it. Okay, so where are you at now? How are you feeling now? Okay, Vanessa went from a 12 to a 5. That's freaking beautiful. All right, so typically, wherever you started, you should go down a point or two every time you do it. Okay, so we're going to go back through the whole process one more time. We're going to repeat it one more time, right? What you should do, though, when you're doing this by yourself, is you repeat it as many times as you need to get to 0. So when you're feeling anxious, nervous, worried, anxious, scared, guilty, shameful, find it in your body, pull it out of your body, destroy it, re-rate it, and then go through the process again. Okay, so we're going to do it again. So you've got your rating now. Vanessa's at a 5 now. Where are you at? What rating are you at? Okay, find it in your body again. Did it move? A lot of the times after you pull it out of your body the first time, it'll move. So sometimes it starts in your chest, then it moves to your shoulders. Then it goes to your forearms. Then it goes to your neck, right? Where is it at? Find it again. What does it look like? What color is it? Is it a picture? Does it look like something? Is it wearing a hat? What does it look like? Sound like? Feel like? Taste like? Smell like? Okay. What we're going to do again is rate it. So now that you've found it in your body and you've assigned a mental representation, a picture of it in your mind, re-rate it from 0 to 10. Okay. Now you're going to take it out of your body again, pull it up out of your body through the top of your head, put it in front of you again, whatever that mental representation should be floating in front of you now, and destroy it. Whether you're throwing a rock at it, whether you're going to hug it to death, whether you're going to just let light energy take it up, heat vision, whatever you want to do, dissipate it, blow it up. Good work. Okay, now re-rate it. Where are you guys at? Drop in the comments. Okay, right? So wherever you're at now, what we want to do is keep doing that until you get to a 0. So I'm only going to go through it twice here, but what I want you to be able to do, right, is to go through these 5 steps as many times as you need to get to 0 anytime you're feeling anxious, nervous, worried, anxious, scared. So the first thing is welcome it and say, oh my God, thank you so much for showing up today. I know you're here to protect me. I'm not scared of you. I'm welcoming you, right? Find it in your body. What does it look like? Rate it, release it. So bring it up out of your body in front of you and destroy it, release it, re-rate it, and then repeat. So however many times you need to go back through it to get to 0, completely cool. Sometimes I do this 10 times because I can only go down 1 point at a time because I'm feeling anxious. It happens. It happens. It can happen to you. You never know. You never know. We're going through things like this and more in our Anxious to Action Challenge that's happening starting Monday. If you haven't signed up for that already, I highly, highly recommend it. The Facebook group is blowing up right now. It's been a fun time getting to chat with some people as they're getting into the group. So go check that out. It's on our profile. Go check it out and join the Anxious to Action Challenge. It's a fun time. It'll be a fun time. I would love to see. We're going to go over way more than just this. If we're giving this away for free, imagine what's in that challenge. It's going to be crazy. So if you guys are getting this, go check it out. I'm going to do some Q&A now. So we've gone through this. Is this the final Q&A?
Yeah, on one of them.
Yeah, this is the final Q&A for this one. So if you guys have any questions, I'd love to hear them. Give you a couple minutes or a couple seconds here. What are you guys feeling? What are you guys thinking? What's going through your mind? Ask me some questions. How can I help you? Welcome. For those of you who are new, we just went through the emotional release process to destroy anxiety. It was a fun time. If you were here, drop some likes. If you were here for that, drop some likes, right? It was a fun time. We just destroyed some anxiety. It was awesome. I had a fun time. We had someone go from a 12 to a 5. Congratulations to that person. That's a big win. But if you guys have any questions now, please ask me some questions. I'd love to know. And if you haven't already, make sure that you go check out our profile. There's a link in there to the Anxious to Action Challenge. I would love to invite you guys there. If you enjoyed this, you will love that challenge. 5-day challenge with a group. It'll be a fun time. Would love to have you guys there. Help you guys beat anxiety. Hey, Cody, love to see you. Love to see you again. Everything's going well. Thanks so much, bro. I appreciate it. Great to see you too. Hopefully you had some fun time releasing some anxiety. Thank you guys so much for the likes and the love. Any questions? I don't know how to stop being anxious. I'm studying right now and I get anxious feeling I'm not going.
That's Carter.
What?
Pretty sure that's Carter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, Carter.
Gwen's here too. What's up, bro? Freaking Savage Animals got a different name on here. What's up, bro? So Vanessa said, I'm studying right now and I get anxiety feeling I'm not going fast enough. So that's a version of Vanessa, not uncommon. I don't know how to stop being anxious. Fair enough, right? So going through the process we just went through can help. And starting to really shift the identity, right? So saying I am anxious versus I feel anxious. That's a huge step, is what I would say, Vanessa. Next thing I would suggest is if you haven't, go check out the Anxious to Action Challenge. We're going to go over a ton of stuff that I really think could help you out a lot. So I would say to check that out. And it's really about an identity when you're thinking about it, Vanessa. Because I mean, there's some, it seems, and I'm guessing here because I can't directly talk to you, right? I'm studying right now. Like there's a fear in there. Like what's the fear? What happens if you don't go fast enough? Like what's your biggest fear in relation to that? Answer that, and I'm gonna go back over to some other kind. God, I never knew what I was feeling was anxiety until after I had my son. He's 4.5. Still struggle. You're saying you're struggling or he is struggling with the anxiety? He's 4.5, still struggle. My anxiety only happens to me behind the wheel. Interesting. Did something, I'd be curious to understand if something happened in relation to being behind the wheel, or like what happened? Do you know, like when did that first happen? Comment that in there, 77dove2. And then anybody else that has questions, I love these questions. Anyone else who has questions, let me know. It got much worse after I had him, and that's when I realized what it was. How did you realize that you had it? That's not fun. Yeah, that's not a fun time. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad you realize what it is now. Now that you can name it, you can tame it at least. Leisha. Name it though. Name your anxiety. Now that you've named it, it seems like you've done some cool stuff. Hopefully this process has helped you. If it hasn't, I'd love to talk more about what's going on to help you out. A great way to do that. I'm going live. We're doing the Anxious Action Challenge on next Monday. So go check that out.
Do you have me as a moderator or no? Would I kick them out?
I don't know. I thought I did, but maybe not. Let's see. What else? What are the questions? I was constantly afraid of something bad happening to him. Oh, okay, cool. That's beautiful. So you've done some work on this, it seems like, to have some conversations, to have that much awareness around it. Where are you at with it today? All right, we got another question here. I'm 54. It started when I was 30. I'm 54, started when I was 35. No reason I can think of. Okay, we'd have to talk about that one because there's a part of you, 777, that is, there's a part of you that is probably stuck, right? Back when you're 35. A lot of the times, the part of you that is anxious, it's an old behavior that helped you back in the day, but it's not useful anymore. And so what's going on, like a lot of the times, I hear this a lot, is that part of you got stuck at that age, right? And so that portion of you, that okay, maybe it's some slide agoraphobia type stuff, but that portion of you that was using anxiety or fear to keep you safe is acting out of place now. And I bet that part of you honestly thinks that you are much younger than you are. So we have to talk about that. All right, we got another one from Vanessa. I don't know how to stop being anxious. I mean, I can take a Xanax, but that'll put me to sleep. Well, the sooner I pass my test, the sooner I can start to make money. Fair enough. I can understand how that could drive some anxiety. The interesting thing, Vanessa, about anxiety as well is that it's a lot of energy. It can produce a lot of energy as well. And so being able to shift it from anxiety, right, to excited. So when you're looking at the brain of someone who has anxiety and someone who has excitement, their brain, the same thing is happening, right? And so what it seems like, what helped me a lot with this, Gwen gave me a word called skited, right? Because it sounds like you're excited to start making money, right? And so you're labeling it fear and anxiety if you don't pass this test, right? Just think about it. If you don't pass the test, there's plenty of tests I haven't passed and I make money, right? So that's number one. But the other thing is being able to maybe label it something different will help your mind, help your body, help your brain feel differently about what's going on if it's something you're worried about, if you're worried about it that much. And then the other thing too is I would be happy to chat with you about more of this. If you want to DM me or sign up for the Anxious to Action Challenge, it's on Facebook. You can the link is there. You can find it. We can maybe even drop it in the chat potentially, but for you to go check out the Anxious to Action Challenge because we'll be talking about a lot of this kind of stuff. All right, we got some more questions coming in over here. Roller coasters. What helps dizziness from anxiety? Oh, that's a good question. So, by chance, were you here for the emotional release process? Drop a comment. Let me know. Tell me what you're thinking. If you're in here for that or not, because that would help with the emotional release process. Oh, okay, crap. So the emotional city girl, what would help you would be going through the emotional release process. We've gone through it 2 or 3 times in this live so far. But what it is, big picture, is you find the anxiety or the feeling in your body and identify it, right? Welcome it. Be like, thank you so much for being here. I know you're trying to protect me or say what's up to me. So welcome it and find it in your body. Where in your body do you feel it? Is it a dizziness in your brain? Is it in your body? Is the anxiety in your chest? Is it in your shoulders? Where is it? So find it in your body, rate it from 0 to 10. 10 is the worst, 0 is the least. Pull it out from in your body, out in front of you, and then destroy it, right? However you want to destroy it, and then re-rate yourself, and then repeat it until you get back down to 0. Okay, so that is how you can, that will help with some of the dizziness because it'll help you find yourself in your body. A lot of times dizziness is happening in your head. It'll put you back into your body and help you release the anxiety. So we went through it a few times while we were on here. So chest and stance. What do you mean by stance? Help me with that one real quick. All right, cool. Here's the link to for Vanessa and anyone else. We just put the link in the chat for you guys for the Anxious to Action Challenge. Go check that out. Standing for a long time. Oh, okay. I mean, that might be the chest might be anxiety. Standing for a long time can also produce, especially if you're locking your knees and stuff. I just watched Your Trauma by a Narcissist. Hell yeah, with love. What'd you think? Do you have any questions? Trauma. How do I heal myself? Beautiful. I love that question. So we have a lot of videos about how to heal after narcissistic abuse. The biggest thing you have to understand is that emotional abuse and narcissistic abuse produces brain inflammation and produces brain trauma, right? It's so on point. I freaking appreciate it. But it's producing damage to your brain. And so what's going on is there's things in your head, literally, physically, your brain that are happening to you. And so there's a couple things I could suggest. The first one is going no contact, being away from that. And that's hard because you're breaking an addiction when you're breaking a trauma bond, and beating narcissistic abuse and emotional abuse. It's addiction. Truly it is. And then I'm always on fight or flight mode. Yes. Okay. Beautiful. So that's the next step is fight or flight mode is anxiety. So you're anxious right now. And that's literally why we created Anxious to Action Challenge. So if you haven't already checked that out, with love, I would absolutely suggest to go check out our profile, go to the link and check out the Anxious to Action challenge. It's why I created it. I can give you some more tips right now, but I'm just saying that would be a great freaking place to get some help on this, because you're anxious. You don't know, like, who am I? What are my boundaries? What am I doing? What is my identity? Like, what do I like to do? Where are my friends? What are my hobbies? And like, you're anxious, overthinking, don't know what's right. Is my reality true? Is it not true? Like, what the hell's happening? That's brain inflammation. That's like brain trauma. And so anxious now, but getting into action is what you got to be able to do. And so the Anxious to Action Challenge is really a blueprint to do that. So I highly, highly suggest that. And then really starting to go no contact and then rebalance out. Start to just find one small thing that you could do to get 1% better every day. Gwen has been saying this to me every single day. Just what can you do to get 1% better? Heal your brain 1% each day. That's what I would suggest. Okay, going from sitting, standing, to lightheaded. Yeah, I mean, that's huge. Now I feel so lonely. I'm trying to get back. Oh my God, yeah, 100%. Please check out the Anxious to Action Challenge. I would love to have you there. We're building a community of people to help with going after narcissistic abuse like you've been through. I would love for you to check that out. I think you'd love it. It's really a great support system. It's definitely my mind and body safety I have a hard time with in public. Okay, so that looks like maybe even some social anxieties and different things like that. Yes, it is in my bio. With love. Yeah, it's in my bio. It's right at the very, very top. Anxious to Action Challenge. It's a 5-day challenge. Starts Monday. I'd love to have you in there. It's definitely my mind and body. Hard time with in public. Okay, I'd have to ask you a couple more questions. I think we're about to wrap here, but make sure to DM me. Thank you so much. About gaslighting. Why do people do that? For control. They're trying to control the reality and get that control of their own anxiety. It's interesting because gaslighting oftentimes happens. They feel like they're losing control, and it makes them feel like anxious themselves. So it's a control mechanism. But yeah, DM me or sign up for that Anxious Action Challenge, City Girl, and that's why people gaslight. We're about to call it wraps. If you guys haven't already, be sure to check out the Anxious Action Challenge. Thank you so much for hopping on. Have a great one.